What is good, my people? Branno back with another video. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to make the closest resemblance to an AD build you can make in 2K, okay? Because I got told off, right, that my defensive center wasn't close enough to AD. That build that I did make, check it out, the link is in the description below. I think it mirrors his defense absolutely perfectly. It doesn't mirror his offense because you cannot make a build that is anywhere close to what AD can do in 2K. So I'm going to start this video off by doing something different, okay? When 2Ks first come out and I'm making my first characters, this is what I do. And if I want to make a build resembling someone or imitating a player, this is exactly what I do. I go into options, create a player, NBA, and as you can see here, all these different players, there's a reason why they're here, okay? I've gone through each and every single one of these people's individual stats and attributes to see if I can adapt a build like these. For example, some of these I wasn't using to base a character on. I was doing it, for example, to test what 3-point attribute they have along with the badges they have, because I could shoot with them in play now games, etc, etc. So anyway, we're going to ignore those players, add new player. This is what you want to do if you want to make anyone similar to an NBA player. You do this, you go down to import player DNA, click it, use NBA player, and then you find the team they're on, which is obviously the Lakers. Anthony Davis, he's a 96 overall, and you go import appearance and attributes, and as you can see, I've got AD here. And what we can do is we can go into the attributes, look at these points, okay? The shooting we can emulate the 81 midi and the 73 ball. Some of the important stats he's got here is an 88 driving dunk, a 90 standing dunk, 72 offensive rebound, 75 ball handle, 73 ball, 81 midi, 95 close shot, 89 post control, 86 hook, 89 post fade, 85 driving layup. For example, the post fade, okay, we don't get a separate attribute in mycareer for our post fade and our mid range. Our post fade is tied into both our close shot and our mid range, okay? If you want to take deeper posts, it's your midi. The closer posts are your close shots. So we can't just hop in and pop an 89 post fade on our build. It's not gonna happen. And then these are his defensive attributes. These we can do. A 46 still, is basically as low as it can get. 80 perimeter defense is quite high. 95 interior defense is outrageously high. 93 defensive rebound. And this doesn't even take into account his physicals, which if we go over here, we can see again his physicals, which are abnormally big. Okay, for example, how tall is he? What, 6'10"? We cannot get a 6'10" with 79 speed and 92 strength on the same build. If you want that speed, I think it's like an 82 speed or even lower that you need to go. Okay, let's have a look at his height. I'm going to assume he's 6'10". He could be 6'11". Is it not in there? Body? 6'10", 253 pounds. Okay, keep changing return. And as you can see, it's going to have added Anthony Davis, there we go, into our players, because again, I have spent a lot of time in the builder this year, legitimately coming up to 100 plus hours in the builder alone. Okay, if I played that online, I would be an invet if I played that in online games. But part of the enjoyment that I get on 2K is the build. This is what I was saying, okay, with the wingspan, which is the maximum, you cannot get 79 speed and 91 strength together. You might be able to if you lower the wingspan. If we lower the wingspan and the weight all the way, we can get it. But then you're missing out the most important part of AD, and it's his defense. So you don't want to do that when you're making an imitation build. You want to do it to the best of your ability. So that's what we're going to do. Let me just make the build for you guys real quick. So I started from the bottom down because, again, defense is the most important part of an AD build, in my opinion. And this is where I got to. As you can see, this isn't any state that you can play or use a center on 2K25. You can, by all means, do this build. I wouldn't recommend it. We've got a 60 pass accuracy, which AD has. You're not going to be able to throw any fast breaks. You're going to have to dribble a little bit with the 75 ball handle and pass it up from there. Honestly, the lowest pass accuracy I would go on a center this year is 75. 78 to me is a sweet spot because you get versatile visionary. You can do some nice behind the pack passes with the RB and the right pro stick. But everything else, as you can see, I've got pictures on my phone. I was going through the stats and aligning them. 75 ball handle on a center is wasted, but AD has that, so I've done it. Now, this is why the build that I made was where it was, okay? A couple things you can do. I'm going to press A on this so far. As you can see, we've got shades of AD in the build there. There's a couple things that I want to show you guys prior to carrying on. Now, I will make the more offensive version of AD because that's what someone in the comments had asked for. So that's what I will do. But I just want to show you the reason why I went with the defensive version. Back into AD, we go into edit, because this is the most important part. It's not even about the attributes. If you go into them and click badges, the attribute caps that we need to get some of the badges that they have is nowhere. We can't get silver dimer with a 60 pass accuracy. It has to be 71. We definitely don't get paint patroller on gold through an 88 block. We need a 93 block. You know, brick wall we would have on gold if we had a 91 strength. Rebound chaser we would have on gold if we had a 93 defensive rebound. Not only can we not mimic the attributes identically, we also can't mimic the badges, which is arguably more important than the attribute caps. Okay, that's why we go to certain thresholds with builds, is to get those badges where we need them. So I just wanted to show you, because someone was a bit upset that I wasn't as offensive with my build as he had hoped for me to be on an AD build. Again, this is where we have got to so far. But again, we're mimicking every single one of his stats almost identically, and we get to the finishing. He has a 90 standing dunk, an 88 driving dunk. We're nowhere near either of those. You know, he has a 85 driving layup. He has a 95 close shot. Okay, here we are with what I deem to be a more offensive version of the defending big that I had, that closer represents how AD plays in game. However, you're just not going to get the finishing and the shooting and the defense and the rebounding and the physicals you need to make a true AD build. But this is honestly the closest you could probably get to having a replica AD build in NBA 2K25. Again, I don't suggest making this build, and one of the reasons is the badges. You can do a bit of everything. However, in my opinion, in 2K with the introduction of legend badges, you're not necessarily overly good at one thing. One of the issues I have with the defensive version of the build that I made is the 92 defensive rebound. I've only got gold rebound chaser for now because I don't have my max +1, and I'm getting outboarded as I'm 6'10", even though I have an 88 vertical, by a lot of people, and that is an issue. And it's even more of an issue when you don't have, you know, legend paint patroller, legend pogo stick, Hall of Fame post lockdown to deal with that like my build does. But as I said, this is probably the most balanced version of an AD build that you can get in 2K, and this is the more offensive, you know, finishing version of an AD build. The shooting didn't change. The playmaking didn't change, because you still need to be able to ball handle to some extent if you want to replicate AD. The defense and the finishing did, and there's a couple other things that changed that I want to explain to you guys what I'm going to do, especially the cap breakers on this build, because it is a bit more reliant on having those cap breakers. For example, 3 of your cap breakers are going to go on driving dunk, and that will give you posterizer on gold, having your 93 driving dunk along with your 80 vertical. Our physicals are maxed out here apart from the vertical. You are going to put one of your cap breakers on defensive rebound, and that will give you rebound chaser on gold. Obviously you have 5, so you have 1 remaining. I would just put it on your mid-range shot. If you haven't hit starter 3 yet, but you have reached level 40 for this season and you have your +1 cap breaker, put it on defensive rebound, get that on gold. That's why it's at a 91. I'm going to assume everybody who's watching this video now can get that +1 cap breaker and get it to gold rebound chaser. If you're not, a quick tip, use your double XP tokens when you're grinding my career. You can't sim out with VC after the first half anymore, so what I recommend doing is change your commentator language to either Chinese or Spanish. This is how you skip the halftime show. And then what you want to do, 5-minute quarters, get 4 fouls, and that should put you into the 4th quarter. Just play the 4th quarter, you still get your double XP, and the games are over as quick as possible, and you can get straight into the next one. But as you can see, there's a massive hit on the defense, which I wouldn't recommend doing. If you're playing this this at the 4, or if you make this at a power forward, by all means do this. This is a perfect power forward build. But if you're playing it at center, this isn't good enough to go up against 7-footers. You know, especially with your low strength, you can't slack and just have silver paint patroller, you know, bronze paint lockdown. You will get backed down even by people who aren't inside bigs. You know, a lot of 7-footers can manage a 90 standing dunk and a 91 strength with a decent post control without even investing too many attribute points. Let's see what this build name is called. We've got Shades of AD again. I'm going to guess it's an inside the arc threat, to be honest. Every single center build that does everything is an inside the arc threat. That's it for the goddamn video. I appreciate you for watching. The link to my Discord is in the bio. Okay, I haven't said this before, but join the Discord. I post in there when I'm going live, when I've uploaded a video, and we just chat a lot about loads of different things. So goddamn, join the Discord, especially if you're looking, you know, for people to play. I'm even looking for people to play, so you can hop in a couple games of rec. I like playing with new people, learning people's styles, because then it gives me inspiration to make more builds based on people's styles. Other than that, leave a goddamn like, subscribe, comment below which builds you would like to see me make next. And to that person who commented in my previous AD build, I hope this video satisfied your urge of seeing an AD build. Again, I apologize, I can't make the build myself and practice it. I am playing free to play, so I'm not putting money on this goddamn game. I'm not sure if I've said it, but I'll say it again. Goddamn, turn post notifications on and subscribe. It costs nothing and it helps me a bunch, especially if you want to see this ugly mug again. But until next time, you have been goddamn beautiful and I have been Branno. I will catch you in the next video.